This is my abduction story. I was 8 years old when this happened. It was the middle of the night, and I woke up to use the bathroom. As I walked down the hallway, I suddenly felt an invisible force pulling me backward. It was like walking into a wall of plastic wrap. Every inch of my body was being pushed back, and I couldn't fight it. I blacked out for a few seconds, and when I came to, I was floating up toward the ceiling. There was a bright light surrounding me, but I could still see darkness all around me. It felt like the light was focused directly on me, while everything else beyond it disappeared into shadows. I tried to move or make sense of what was happening, but before I could, I blacked out again. At some point, I saw white mice. I'm not sure where I was or how they appeared, but I remember them clearly. I think I saw them while I was being moved to the room I ended up in, but my memory is very foggy. The next thing I remember, I was in a strange room. My wrists and ankles were bound to a chair, but it wasn't a normal chair. It felt like the chair was part of the floor, molded into it. The entire room had this silvery look to it, but what stood out the most were the veins of gold light running through the walls. The walls weren't smooth, they had a textured, almost stone-like surface, but it wasn't stone. The veins of light were embedded within them, glowing in uneven patterns. They branched out like the veins on a leaf or the lines in marble. But they weren't still, the light pulsed, getting brighter every few seconds before dimming again. With each pulse, I could hear a faint whooshing or humming sound, almost like the room was alive. The room was large, about the size of an elementary school gymnasium. Straight ahead of me was a large window. It didn't look like regular glass. It was more like liquid, constantly rippling and shimmering. The surface had a gray, metallic look, almost like mercury, and while it seemed solid, it was always moving. Behind the window, I could see shadowy figures. I couldn't make out any details, just dark shapes moving back and forth. The shadows weren't clear enough to tell what they looked like. It was as if they were observing me and wouldn't allow me to see them. After the abduction, I woke up in my hallway as if no time had passed. It was as if everything had been a dream, but I knew it wasn't. To this day, I'm still afraid to watch alien movies, and I sometimes get scared at night. I feel like I have PTSD from it. Everyone I've told, including therapists, think that I experienced a traumatic event and created these memories to cope with the trauma. I completely disagree with all of them. What do you think?